All right, guys. Well, I got up early this morning and slapped the turbo kit on, finished up some other little things. Don't have the gates on just yet. I'm gonna put those on here in a little bit. I'm gonna get some fluids in it. I just want to crank it, dry crank it over with oil and get oil pressure, see what type of fuel pressure I'm getting at cranking, and go from there. I'll throw the wastegates on. And first startup. I hate first startup with a new engine, but you got to do it. Turns over great by hand. There's no binding, nothing feels weird. And of course, transmission's all new too. So yeah, this is always the anxiety moment. All right, guys, well, if you know what these are, they're always the last piece of the puzzle. So for startup, coil packs. And I'm anxious. I turned the motor over dry, no fuel. I actually found a fuel leak, so that's good. And the fuel pressure was actually climbing to like 10 to 15 psi with just 250 RPMs on the starter. So I know I'm gonna have to be messing around with crank fuel and stuff, but everything is in. It's got oil, it's got fluids, we got water on it. The trans is gonna need a little bit more trans fluid. We gotta go out and get some, but I just want to see if it cracks off. So let's see if she'll start. Everything is tight. Everything is working in the car. I'm gonna go jump in the car and see what happens here. I'm going to get the fuel pressure regulator. Okay, that's tight. All right, I'm going to get in here and see what she does. You can hear it trying. It's just because we don't really have much fuel pressure right now. Oh. A little bit more. Fuel pressure is just not climbing very quickly. Everything sounds good. I'm going to look over here a little bit and make sure no leaks. Nothing crazy. I don't see any leaks under the car. But that's not to say we don't have a small leak somewhere. You always want to go over the whole car, make sure nothing's leaking. already found something, so. Oh yeah, I never tightened that. Manifold nut just popped off. I'll do that after I get back. So I need to run to the store. Need to get some trans fluid, and then we'll be back. She's running. All right, guys, she's starting to look like a car again. Bumpers on, everything's buttoned up, tires back on. I went ahead and ran my speedo line directly to the battery. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch the battery. I don't think it's gonna drain the battery. It's literally just LED box, but everything's good here. And we actually got our fuel pump. This is our little from Rock Auto. It's just supposed to be the factory 150 fuel pump. So I don't know if I'll do the fuel pump today. I don't know yet because I want to go testing tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna get it off jacks. I'm gonna take it out, break in the rings, make sure everything's working good. And then if I got some extra time this afternoon here, I might go ahead and rip out the fuel pump and install the 150 and see if it doesn't overfill. So I don't know if I told you guys yet, but with the 450 in there feeding this, it was pressurizing it and it was actually leaking because there was too much pressure. So I'm stepping this up to a -10 return. Well, it's more of a vent. This is what pushes out once this is full. And then I got the 150 pump to see if the 150 will keep up and not pressurize the surge tank so much. Well, I just got back from my first little test drive. It's running good. I gotta adjust the shift linkage a bit. I changed it a good bit when I first put it all back together. And first and second's fine, but park's being a little weird. So I gotta play with the linkage a little bit. It's only noon. I'm gonna go in and eat, and then I'm debating on putting the fuel pump in. I need to do the linkage, and I also need to change the oil. So right now it just has conventional oil. I got Fram conventional 2050 from AutoZone, and that's because mainly you're only using it to break in, and I like to break in with conventional oil, no synthetics in it. I feel like it does a better job of the ring gap. But anyways, we're gonna dump that out, putting good race oil in, put a new filter on. I'm gonna cut this filter open, just see what kind of trash or whatever I get in there. So obviously I let the car cool down, and while it's cooling down, I might do the fuel pump because it's gonna take a couple hours for this to cool down for me to, because I actually gotta take the downpipe off completely to get to the oil filter. So we'll be doing the fuel pump anyways, so stay tuned. So everybody told me that mechanical fuel pumps don't start very good. Oh, this one does. Well, guys, looking pretty good. I just got back from Shakedown. All the leaks are fixed. I had to take a good bit of fuel out. I am running, I think, a little bit more pressure than I was. I think I was right around 45 before. Now I'm more about 50 of a base fuel pressure. But of course, with the mechanical fuel pump, a lot more volume. So I had to take a ton of fuel out. It was just fat 9s, fat 8 rich. I mean, it was rich, really rich. So cleaned it out a bit, did about 1 or 2 little roll hits and hit like 24, 25 pounds and just ripped the tires right off. So you can definitely tell it's a very fresh motor, fresh rings, valve seats. It's making good power. So pretty excited. And as you guys could saw from the start video, everybody's talk about, oh, you're gonna have problems with mechanical pump. It starts, it takes forever. This thing fires no different than it did on electric pumps. It's just in the tune. You have to adjust the tune for mechanical pump. There's different fuel tables for how you're trying to get fuel into the cylinder. So starts right up. So we'll see tomorrow when it's super cold. Well, it ain't gonna be super cold, but we'll see tomorrow when it's cold, see how it fires up. I've always had problems with this car when it's really cold. I use like starter fluid, or I just have to dump a lot of fuel into the table. So we'll see how it is tomorrow, but we're good right now. So you're gonna be seeing me out doing some test hits. I had ripped open my break-in filter and it looks really good. And of course you have that dark, that's the assembly lube, and all the, not the anti-seize, but the moly lube stuff. So that gets caught in the pleats there. But it looks really good. here and there. Got a little bit of like some silicone or some like very, very fine chunk of stuff, but it's most likely, see that little piece of dirt, it's just trash in the motor that didn't get cleaned. You try to clean the motor as good as you can. Don't look at all the metal filings in here. But yeah, so it looks really good. I'm happy. Car's got good oil pressure. I actually have 1540 in it right now. I need to get 2050. As soon as I get some 2050, that's gonna go in the car. So after probably the first event, August 12th, it's gonna go back to 2050 weight. Oil pressure is good. It's like 30 to 28 at idle, and 80 to 90 at up in RPMs. But with the clearances that I have, I just didn't have 2050. I had 1540 was the heaviest weight. I'm definitely gonna put some 2050 in it. So, but it's running really good. So very happy with the break-in filter. Well, guys, I got her in the trailer ready for tomorrow.
Oh. Disgusting.
So we're going to go out and test tomorrow morning with a buddy, and hopefully everything goes well. So I did not get to the fuel pump today. I'll probably get to that another time, but yeah, we're ready to go. So looks like Raylan's ready to go too. All right, see you soon. All right, we're here, airport. We got the car out here warming up. About to go make our first test pass here on the new setup, so we'll see how she runs. So that pass went, it was kind of slow. It was 28, 29 pounds, and it felt like it was spinning the whole way. I don't know if you could tell from the in-car video, but I was driving it to keep it. I only pedaled it once. So I'm not sure if it was spinning or if it was the dump valve was open too long and it was kind of pushed through the converter. But in the car, it felt like it was spinning. And at 160, 60 footed, which isn't the greatest. So I'm actually gonna add some limit. So I'm gonna step up my two-step on the launch to see what it does. See if the 60 foot improves or goes down. I also put 50 pounds of weight in the back. And I'm gonna go for a little bit more boost out the back just to see what it'll do. So it's a good shakedown pass, a low boost. Yeah, I guess I was spinning the tire. So adding power means I might spin worse, so it'll get slower. So we'll just have to see what it does. All right, so done 3 hits so far, and last hit was pretty good. So I slowed down the boost ramp on it, so it left a lot softer and actually 60 footed better. And then I just ran out kind of medium-ish boost out the back, and it ran a pretty good number. I mean, I went 3/10 faster than the first and second pass, so it definitely helped. I also think I did trying to get pretty smoky burnouts because these tires are about 7 months old. They're from December 2022 from Dig or Die, and they probably got a lot of passes on them. So the tires are kind of getting wore out, and that's not helping me either. So messing with the dump valve, trying to get that to see where I like it. Just trying to figure everything out. So, but it's going good. I also don't have a hood on the car, and I like having a hood on it for aerodynamics. It could be really pushing on the car hard on the top end. So, but it's doing good. No leaks. Everything's working as it should. So I'm pretty happy. Well, in that pass, I turned it up even more just to see what it would do, and it started white smoking the tire. So the tires are old. I also just remembered that I normally have a full factory fuel cell of fuel, which is going to be about 80-90 pounds. Well, my factory fuel cell right now is completely empty, and I'm just running what's in the small surge tank. So that's 80-90 pounds on the rear that I normally don't have. So I actually just put 50 pounds in the back just to kind of make up a little bit for that and just see what it does. But we're actually going to go ahead and try the left lane that doesn't really have much rubber on it. And they just put down some concrete patches. So basically we're going to see kind of like, it's not bare, but it's kind of like more street comparable, and just see what the car does. I'm going to turn it down out the hole and kind of bring it on softly and see how it goes. Testing went really well. We got a good running car. I need to put some new tires on it, of course, because my tires are shot, as you could see, but she's running good. So this morning here, I'm going to be go ahead and doing the fuel canister swap, and I'll bring you guys along to show you what's been going on with that. But I'm going to get it out, check the plugs, make sure everything looks good. I did have a weird sensor, kind of glitchy stuff. I think I got a sensor ground, even getting loose or something. I had my temp sensor and my oil pressure sensor had some really weird max and min fluctuations, and they were following each other. So I believe it's a sensor ground problem, but we'll check it out. But anyway, you guys, testing went good. I'm excited to go racing. So August 12th at the airport, we will be there. I'll be probably running their JV class, which is a 630 index class, just to mess around. And then I might jump in small tire just to fool around. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, appreciate the support. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you guys want a t-shirt, let me know. We got some t-shirts left. All right, catch you later.